Let's go. Yeah. I really got the feeling today that everything is going my way. Now this is what I'm talking about. Every time I see your smile, it makes me shout. Let's go! Let's go! Nothing's gonna stop us today. Get on the bus or get out the way. We're cruising with the radio on. So turn it up to 10. Here comes our favorite song. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Yeah, it's let's go. It's another Tuesday and nothing but awesome IoT stuff on the IoT Tuesday show. I'm yours truly, Samuel Adranyi, bringing you another episode of this awesome series. Well, if you're joining us for the first time, this is the IoT Tuesday show, the only show that brings to you and demystifies IoT to the barest minimum for you to understand. If you're joining us from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitter, wherever you're joining us, welcome and a warm good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn, good whatever, wherever you find yourself. In today's episode, we're going to be taking off from where we left off last week with the Vision AI Dev Kit. First of all, apologies for starting an hour and a half late. There were some technical challenges and had to resolve them before we get back on live. Well, little disclaimer: in getting ready for the show, something happened, and we might not be able to do exactly what we plan to do today. Uh, just trying to clarify it, we might spend a lot more time on today's episode in fixing some issue with the Vision AI Dev Kit. For some reason, after going through the setup last week, a couple of things had updated and stuff like that, but now it's not running. So when we come back, we'll be spending a larger portion of today's episode trying to debug and troubleshoot the issue with the Vision AI kit. And once we do that, we'll jump on to deploy the very first module. With that said, let's go check the intro, and when we come back, we'll just get right into it. Yeah, and we are back to the IoT Tuesday show, demystifying everything IoT. Once again, I'm yours truly, Samuel Adranyi, bringing you nothing but awesome, exceptional IoT education and fun time. So we left off last week by starting to set up our Vision AI Dev Kit. Um, let's go to the bench so I can show that. So last week we set it up. We're able to get it out of the box, run installation, set up Wi-Fi and stuff like that. However, um, since that time, it worked well. I ran one of the modules on it, tested it was fine, and then for some reason it won't run again. So I had been trying to rectify it, troubleshoot it before I come live, and it was taking forever. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I bring that on the show, for us to troubleshoot together so we all can learn? Should someone be having some issue like this, we'll see how best we can resolve this problem on the show. But before we do that, as you always know, I like to put a couple of things out of the way, what's happening in the areas of tech, especially related to IoT. Um, Before we get into it, well, today I don't have that much, but two things. I want to share two things today before we get into today's session. The first one is the Microsoft IoT developers channel. So folks at IoT, Olivier and the team have come up with a YouTube channel which is called the Microsoft IoT developers channel. Make sure you subscribe to it because you're going to get a lot of content from there, especially what's happening on the IoT side of things on Microsoft devices, what partners are doing, what other like IoT advocates are doing, tools people are building. You're going to have a first-hand experience of that. Well, I wouldn't want to talk much to actually, speak more to it. Let's go watch
Hi, you are on
this
the Microsoft.
video that Olivier and the team prepared. That's going to probably give us, some more insight to what the whole channel is about and, what you can do there. So let's check this out.
Hi, you are on the Microsoft IoT Developers channel. Over here, it's engineers talking to engineers about their passion for the Internet of Things. Whether you're a beginner in the IoT space, or new to the Microsoft IoT technologies, or an expert already, we have plenty of content for you. Short videos for the latest updates, deep dives to go under the hood of our services and technologies, partners and customers showing off their solutions, or demos from our advocates and engineers. So subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comment, get the notifications, let us know how we're doing. Hope to see you soon. Hi, you are on the IoT or Fireside, yes. You are on the Microsoft IoT Developers channel. What I just did. Subscribe to the channel, join the conversation, like the video, tell us what you think or dislike. Okay.
Yeah, so that was some funny, some funny video there from Olivia, especially the bloopers, like how, and that actually, is some of the things we go through, to bring you some of these videos. And while you are there, don't also forget to also subscribe to our channel, so we can also grow and bring you more content and more educative information, like you just saw. So make sure you go to YouTube, look for Adranyi or Sadrani as you might pronounce it, and then make sure you subscribe and you click on the notification bell so you can get notified anytime we post content. Um, the second thing I want to share today has to do with a small project that Microsoft is running, which is the Microsoft Learnathon or Hackathon, Learnathon, yeah, in the same vein. So what that is giving you the opportunity to learn something, right? And the cool thing is simple: learn, complete, all the assessments, and stand a chance of winning Surface Laptop, you know, Studio and Microsoft certification vouchers. Pretty much simple. So go through the learn registry or repository. Learn, pick any of the of the learning parts you want. It could be IoT, and since we're an IoT show, you can go check out all the IoT programs or learning parts or courses there as part of the Learnathon. Complete them, stand a chance of winning a voucher, and go get certified. This is an awesome opportunity, and this is valid until March 31st, 2022. So you have like December, almost like 3 months and some days to get this done. So hurry, go check that out. I'm going to drop the link in chat and also on screen, um, so that you can have access to all the awesome goodness stuff. Let's see if I can share that resource with you right now. I'm going to share the URL right now on the screen so that you can go check that out. I mean, interesting. What else? Just learn, right? Learn, take the test, get certified, right? Get vouchers, get certified. You've added something, to your how do you call it? To your portfolio. I mean, what else do you want apart from that? So let's share this quickly. So that's the URL. You can go to microsoft.com/site and learnathon, right? I just put that on the screen. Um, Hopefully that will get you started and give you some more info about the hackathon, all right? So the learnathon. Awesome. Now, with that out of the way, we can now go back to the work for today. So let me bring up, I'm going to bring up a web page, which is the there you go, which is the web page for the dev kit. All right. Okay. So let's get that running. I'm going to go to the screen right now. So Before then, let's go to the bench and you can see the state of the device. So after a while, it's being stuck in this state, the blinking, all the three LEDs blinking. Now, what I had done priorly, now there, if you go to the tools, the development tools, there is one that you have to install. Let's look at platform tools, which is the ADB bridge. If you're familiar with, developing on Android or pretty much connecting your Android or simulations and sorry, emulators, you are very much known to the ADB platform. So let me quickly share this. So what I went ahead to do was I went ahead to install the ADB, make sure that I had it all set up, right? And I also tried to run how do you call it, the firmware update, because I felt once I got it, I checked the version, and the version was a bit, I think, was a bit old. So I tried to do firmware install updates here. Now that didn't work. Now, unknown to me was the fact that because I had deployed the at the earlier module that was working, my assumption is that that's what's causing the problem. So it is possible that because I already deployed the sample module on it, it wasn't allowing me to update um, the device. So tried a bunch of things, and because on the edge device is just a Docker image or container running on the edge, I went ahead to look at the containers running. I found it and I deleted it. And once I deleted the Docker container, this is what we're left with. The three blinking LEDs. All right. So if we go back to the bench, you can see the three blinking LEDs. Now, what does that mean? Now, if we go back to you can see here, you can see from the documentations we have here that if you have three blinking red lights, it means the device is ready for setup, right? We are not in that state. We've gone past that state. Now, if you have the three LEDs blinking green, then that tells you that one, the Wi-Fi is connected. There is internet access, but then it is not connected to the IoT hub. All right. So in the setup, right, when it's in this state, you can actually try to connect it to the, like as in connect it to the module, the how do you call it, um, come on, someone gather your thoughts together. You can connect it to IoT Hub and download stuff. So today I've gone ahead to connect my Mac laptop here, which has got my IoT Hub, and then also the IoT Edge instances. As you see, the only Edge instance we have here is the Azure Percept Dev Kit, which we set up a couple of weeks, I think months ago. So that's the only Edge device that is here, right? Now, to connect this to it, the concept was that we would go to setup AI camera.ms, which is this URL, but it's not working. So my guess is it's either it's connected to a different how do you call it? Connected to a different Wi-Fi. So first of all, let's come back here and see if we can actually fix this. So I'm going to go all the way to this set up AI. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in comments on the chat. I'll try to respond to it as soon as possible, or to the best of my knowledge. Else, we're going to reach out to the team and say, hey, we're having this problem. How do you solve it? Now, the reason why I'm trying to do this live for us to see is that these are some of the things that could happen when you're doing it. It's not perfect, it's not like a smooth sail, and it's part of a learning process. That's why I'm choosing to bring this on the stream for us to learn to how to troubleshoot it. So I might go and change the final upload troubleshooting the Vision AI Dev Kit setup so that it reflects what we are doing in today's episode. So it's setup AI camera.ms. Now, you might be asking why I'm doing it on my machine now instead of my Mac. That's because I have two separate internet connectivities when I use my stream. This one is purely dedicated to stream so I can get the high quality streams going. This one is more or less like a secondary internet access so I don't get interference. So I'm not sure which one the I'm not sure which one the device is running now. So I'm just trying to test the two. However, we'll go check out the how do you call it, So it doesn't seem like that is it, okay? So if that's the case, then we know that it's not connected to this, but something could be wrong. So let's go ahead and let's check this out. So this is setup AI camera.ms. I just want to be sure I'm getting the correct thing. So we don't want a www. Don't bring that there. Let me try this again. Set up AI camera.ms. Okay, so I don't know what's happening. It's appending. Don't append the www to it. Okay, let's see something. Let's try this. HTTP. I don't think it's an S. Let's copy this. Yeah, it's just HTTP. Okay, and let's do this. All right, so I can tell that it's not connecting to this, so which means possibility that it's also not connected to this internet. So now let's do this. Let's go now here to the platform tools, and then let's look at the ADB command. So I'm going to bring up my command prompt. So pretty much the camera is actually connected to this rig, so we can try the ADB commands and see what's happening. So ADB, and then we can do devices, and yeah, as you can see, the device is there, right? We have a device. Let me hold on, let me move this here. Awesome. So you can see there's a device. All right, next thing we want to do is let's try to see um, what version it's running now, because like I mentioned, because it's running it's running Docker. If I did this, I'm running a shell command on the edge device to see what's happening, and as right now, as you can see, there isn't any container, right? Because there isn't any, no module has been downloaded onto the edge yet. Before I deleted the initial one, I could see a container ID and the images that was being run on it. So today what we want to achieve is we want to reset this whole thing back to factory settings, and then try to debug it and make sure it works. Now, so let's go ahead. I have a few things opened here. Let's go here. Let's look at the troubleshooting. And if you go to the URL I shared um, last week on it, it has pretty much all the things I'm doing here. All right. So let's check which IP now. Based on the IP, I can tell which of the Wi-Fi's or which of the stuff is connected to. So ADB, you can run shell, and then if config WLAN 0, which is the interface on it. So this giving us the information. So 192.168.127, which I think is this particular connection. Yeah, it's connected to this. So let's see. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try something right now. Let me see if I can change. So this is where it's running. So I know 100 is on this network. So that is fine. Okay. That is interesting. Mm, 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 All right. So now, in in setting it up, one of the things that we an easier way you can actually put this back into what we call access point mode. Now, access point mode is what is going to allow us to put it in the access point mode so that we can connect to the Wi-Fi signal that it will be, throwing out, so we can set it up again. That is one way. To also reset it, um, if you look at the side of it, let's go to the bench. If you look at the side of it right now, there is a reset button right here where you can put in this reset pin to reset it. um, I tried that earlier on, and I think that was before I nuked it. So let's try that again. So I'm going to try to reset it, And then let's see how this works. So, all right, and it's going to go through the sequence. It's going to start from, it's going to be red, then it will blink. Now, if it stays based on the chart we have, if it stays on red, it means it's powering on or off, and also or probably performing system restart. Now, if it blinks red, then it means the system is ready for setup. So what we hope to see is it blinking red. If it's continuously blinking red, then we know that we're good to go. We are in a state where we want to, we can set it up again or go through the process. And what that will do is that it would automatically put it in. Okay, so now it it's not blinking red, which means, hey, I'm done with the setup. I think I'm okay. Blinking green means I'm still connected to the internet, and I would want to be connected to IoT Hub and get modules. So let's go ahead. That box has been checked. So I'm going to switch to MacBook. And let's see other internet connectivity. Has it put it in there? So it's not done that yet. It's not in access point mode. So I'm just going to change the internet connectivity. Right. Let's change that. Um, don't worry, I'm just connecting to the internet. Top secret, people. So let's see. So I'm connecting to the same internet, which I think, based on the IP that I know here, um, is the same thing for, yeah. And there you go. It's connected to that same IP. So now this is what is running currently. This page is from the dev kit, right? So the page. This is the initial page. What's happening? Uh, let's do this. Did it change? No, it didn't. Okay, let's go back and see. Did this allow it to show the... No. Okay, let's try this again. DNS records. Hmm, there is no typo, so set up AI camera.ms. That is what we have. Mm, check if there... Oh, no, there is no typo, so set up AI camera.ms. Okay, so I'm going to try to put it back in access point mode again. So back to the bench, is saying that to put it in access point mode, as you can see behind it, the power button here, right? You're going to hold the power button for a little, about 5 seconds, and that should put it in access point mode. So I'm going to try that as well. So we can see what... Okay, that has changed to red. All right, so this is kind of like the initial boot sequence. So let's see this. So be ticking the boxes. We've tried the reset. That didn't work. It didn't reset it as it was said to have done. But we're going to try to put it back in access point mode to see how that functions, right? Now, if that works, we'll try to reconnect we'll try to connect to the Wi-Fi again and change it, and then we can continue from the process. And I think this time what we're going to do is, when we manage to get it past the Wi-Fi setup, what would happen is that we'll just go ahead and try to do the firmware update. All right. So I think maybe we should just try to do the firmware update. It could be that that's also hanging it. Okay. So we're back to um, the same state, and now I'm realizing that even the URL is not functional. Let's see something. Okay, so I know that it is 27. I mean, from the very last command we issue from ADB to get the IP, yeah. So let's see. Okay, so that is also. Oh no no no. No. This is my bad. It's not 23. This is 27. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Let's put this in a different. Let's see how it plays out here. Now, so this is the second part. If taking its approach also doesn't suffice, then I would go back to, because it's already connected to my device by the USB-C cable. Okay, so there you go. So it says it's unreachable. So which means, in as much as it has an IP allotted to it, it is it's not being able to process requests. All right. So now let's come back here. So let's go ahead and platform tools. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see the version. So let's go ahead and ADB devices. No, let's just do it's a shell command. So it's a shell. We want to see the version. So this is running version 5370 PEF, right? So before the show, I went ahead to download the um, the firmware update. So let's go ahead and look for that firmware update. And I realized that it had, how do you call it? Yeah, there you go. It had a few um, update parts. Now, when you download it, when you go to the link and download it, so you see there is the same version here. So this version 0305370 PEF, right? This one is there, and then let's open the instruction so we can all see and follow with that. So this is it, the Altec AI camera reflash firmware. Now there are two ways of reflashing, which is by using a fast boot, and apparently the second one is by QFIL, right? Running that and setting up. Now let's see. Let's try by the refresh by the how do you call it? Fast boot, right? If it doesn't work, like I said, I'm saying that today's session is going to be more of troubleshooting to get it back online to continue. So let's try that one. Now, that works as simple as apparently unzipping the packet, connecting it to your PC via USB, and then once it recognizes it, so realize that if we go back here and we run ADB devices, it sees it because it's connected to the machine. So at least those first two requirements have been met. All right. Now it says that we need to now go into the folder and then click the fast boot upgrade version 6.5 bat. Right. If you go to that folder right now, so you realize that we have three update scripts. We have for Linux, for Mac, and for Windows. So because we're doing this on a Windows, we'll open this one. And this is the file we need to run, fastboot upgrade, right? This is the one we need to run. So to do that, I'm just going to, command prompt into it. Or another way to do that is if you want to run CMD in an elevator, sorry, in an elevated environment. So let's close this. Sorry. I'm going to close this and I'm going to open it. I'm going to open the prompt in an actually let me open the whole terminal in an administrator, mode so that I have elevated privileges to run these commands. So let's bring this up. So what I'm going to do is, let me actually zoom up. And if you don't know all my posh cool stuff, you can check that out to make your prompts look cooler. So I'm going to actually get the location of this file. Sorry, let's open that folder. All right. So what I'm just doing is just to change directory to that directory, right? So that I can actually run that script directly from here, and then we'll see what's going to happen. Usually, it should put it in reboot mode, and let's see if my four screens would work now. Yeah. So the top right, the top left, sorry, that's where the command is going to be, and then you can see what's going to happen when we run the command. So before then, let's do this. Let me run the command here first so you see it, and then we can see how it affected. So I have to go and run, actually just execute that batch file. So that will be fast boot upgrade, fast boot upgrade underscore v6 underscore 5. So this is what I'm running, right? This is a command I'm running. So let's do a split view and see what happens when I run that. Okay, what did it say? The term is not recognized. Let's see. So fast boot, ooh, upgrade underscore that 6.5. Well, maybe I should add it. I mean, I've run this before without the batch file. So, what was that saying? Okay, let's do this. Nope, that's the 5. Let's see this. dir. So that's the batch file. So let's try this. Fast boot upgrade version 6 underscore 5. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to bring, let's do this. Let me bring this in view and let's run it from here and see what happens. Okay. So, oh, so we're getting, what we are getting is we are getting battery capacity too low. Let me actually see if I can zoom in for you. So we are seeing that check ADB device is fine, check battery capacity is fine. So it's saying that the battery is too low for the firmware update. And I believe it has to be, I think, about 50%. So what we're going to do is we would have to give it some quick time. But whilst that is doing, let's go set up, let's go find all we need to set up the alternative way of setting this up, right? So that if this doesn't work, we can use alternative setup. So let's do this. But let me show you, first of all, let me show you how to see the battery level as well here. So it's the same thing. It's a bit lengthy, but it's the same thing. You can run the ADB, then shell command, you're cutting it onto the screen. So sys class power supply battery capacity, and you can see now it's 33%. I am not sure if with the time we have, it will at least get to 50 for us to, you know, run the firmware update again. But we're just going to keep it running. So let's go find the second way of doing the updates, which is by the QIFL. So it says you need to unzip the flat image package to your storage. We have connected that. If not, please, so we've done that. Reboot the reboot your device by below by using the adb command reboot edl. Your PC, huh? Okay. Run your QFL on PC and check configuration. Your PC should get 9 devices via USB and start to run. Okay, let's see what I mean, we've done this before, so let's see this. I'm going to try that. Pa, 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 pam. Let me move the PDF here. Okay, so ADB reboot EDL. Let's see. So I just ran the reboot EDL and let's see what's gonna happen. Curious, curious mind. Now, ideally, if I run the ADB reboot, it would have gone, blank like this, and then it will come back on with the 3 red LEDs. So, hey, let's see. Let's see if it did anything. So I'm going to open this to my computer. And if I'm getting this right, it should probably open up into some kind of bootloader. So let's see. Do, 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 do. Well, once that's happening, don't forget to um, bring your questions. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share, all that. And if you have any questions, please, put them at the bottom there, and I will do my best to answer them. So let's see if that. Now I'm go. Obviously the light is not on, so I know that if I go run, if I run, if I run this again. Let me just run devices, ADB, yeah, devices. So yeah, it's not connected. I mean, obviously it's off, right? Okay, let me nudge it a bit from behind. Maybe this will do the trick. Maybe this will reset its brains and say, "Hey, I'm ready to go." All right. So, okay, not connected. Wait, but then the good thing now is that I see that the three the three LEDs are all red now, so that should probably, yep. So now we see that it's connected. Um, let's see what the capacity. Yeah, so as you can see, 37. It's 37, and we barely have, like 15 or so minutes to run. Okay, so hold on. Could this be it? Could this be it? Okay, let me try something. 192.168.100.27. So destination on. This is interesting. So it's reporting that. Okay, let's try this. Let me let me try the 3. Yeah. That's interesting. So remember when we checked the IP address, when we checked the IP address, this is it. Look at what it told us. It told us it's running on 27, right? On 27. But then when we ping 27, see what happened when we tried pinging 27. When we tried pinging 27, it replied from 3. Oh, that could be the container. That is why it's not working. So there's still some probably residue of. I get it. All right, all right. Okay, okay, cool. Okay, let's try this. Let's switch back to a Mac and let's try this again. Let's see if it can reach it. Okay, let's see. Let's try this. Let's do 192, 168. I think it's 3. Pa, 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 pam. Yeah, well, that's still running. So let's see where we are with this. Like I said, I'm not sure, we're going to have this get to the 50 we're looking for before we get started. Still 37. We just have a little, we have just a little time to go. So, whilst we are messing around, I guess, let's see. Interesting. Hmm. Why do I feel this would. Hmm. Okay. Well, mm, yeah, I guess we'll just stick to the very first way of updating it. That one is just quite versions of code that are available on the internet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Reflash by fast boot. I think, yeah, that's what we're going to have. Yeah, let's check the capacity again. Yeah, well, so this is what I think. It's going to take a while for us to reset this. And looking at the time, I was hoping this would be a more um, a, a good experience for us to debug, your Vision AI dev kit. So what I'll do is that we're going to end the stream here for today's episode. However, I'm going to run this for it to get to maybe 70 to whatever 100%, and then we'll try that process again. I'll document that process and share on my blog post, which you can see down here with sadranyi.me. I'll put that there so that we can pick off of running the app, running the module on it in next week's episode. If you have any questions about this, put it in the comments below. Send me a tweet, send me a message on Facebook, or all the social media platforms that I'm available. Just send me a message, and I'll try to answer that. With that said, it has been awesome coming your way with this episode. Didn't some of these things happen and we learn from it. Stay safe, be good. I'll come your way again next week. Don't forget to check out the Learnathon. Go check out the IoT learning part. Learn, take the assessment, get the voucher, get certified, and add something to your portfolio as part of your New Year's resolution. With that said, still enjoy the festive season, and then I'll come your way again next week with another trailing episode. With that said, stay safe, and I am out.